Hello everybody and welcome back. One of you guys requested a tutorial on how to take off and, well, more so how to land the Dora. So, I figure we'll give her a shot. I honestly don't fly the Dora very much. Actually, I had to remap it last time, but my computer blue screened when I was trying to record that. So, yeah, it's now mapped. We are going to give it a go. So, first thing on takeoff. First thing, stick back. That locks in your tail wheel. Helps you keep pointed straight. So much easier. Check the controls. Right, left, right, left. Keep it pointed down the runway. With the stick lock back, you might have to use some differential braking. Throttle's coming in full. Get some of the air over the tail. Flaps are up. We're looking for about 150 knots. Nose coming down. You can see the other end of the runway. Whoop, squirrely. 250. Let her come up. 300. Gears coming up. Flaps, we gotta make sure those are up. Right of the runway. Not very good at that. Alright. Coming back on the throttle. Looks like two guys gonna take off. Turning downwind. We can do the pattern about 350. We are really high though. We're gonna pull the power back a little bit. Descend a little bit. Looking to get about... So, when I did my initial testing, the first thing that I did was basically just hold it here until she started to stall. So we're looking at the vertical speed. We want to hold that till we get started into a stall. Too much pull. It's easy to pull too far. We're going to keep it clean because it's easier to recover that way. Vertical speeds down at almost 0, 200 knots. Insane angle of attack though. There's the buffet. Recover. Gears coming down. Whoop. Let's recover. 150 knots, making our turn base to final. We want to be about 250 knots. Flaps. Gear pins, come here. Gear. There you go. Those little pins are in fact your gear, and those guys are taking the active runway. Means we're gonna do a low flyby. Pins coming back up because we don't plan on landing anyways, because if we do, we're gonna crash. We will offset to the left side of the runway. 250 kph. This dude is on the roll. Go faster, I want to watch you take off. We're in 250, he's probably about 200 now. Sticking your head out the window is not advised, so he took off about 250, same as where I did. Kinda nice to know. We're gonna give her a little more power, climb at about 250. Don't need to go full berries, just more. Stay pretty coordinated. You don't really want to be going up or down, or left or right relative to the runway. We are beam the numbers, doing 260 knots. Pins coming out, flaps full. Power's coming out. We're looking for about 45. We got a little bit of throttle in, probably about 30%. We're gonna give it just a little bit more. We're going to maintain that 250 knots because, well, 250 kph. And if we need to, we put the nose down to maintain that. We're in a bit of a slide. Not where you want to be pulling G's, but this is fine. We can recover from that pretty darn easily. Overturn back, wings coming level, power's coming out because we have more lift. A little bit more power, less power. Alright, we're on final a little late. Gear and flaps are out. Over the threshold, power's coming out. Pulling the nose back just gingerly. Stalling above the runway, just a little. Nope, too much. Going around. Bounced it. Leave flaps and gear exactly where they are. Alright, positive rate established. Gear's coming up. Flaps coming up. Back into the pattern. Going around is always an option, unless you're out of fuel. Then it's a little harder. If you're in a glider, you might be able to do it in a glider. That little edge on the canopy is just very pronounced. Beam the numbers. Below 300. Pins coming out. Confirmed in transit. Flaps coming out. Confirming in transit. Not dying. Giving it a little bit of throttle. We don't want to come down too quickly. And 45 degrees, maintaining 250 knots. Make sure you give it some throttle. You want to be descending, just not excessively. That's kind of excessively. Not pulling hard enough. A little too much rudder. Getting ourselves into a slide. And I want to come a little back on the power. We're pretty much on glide slope, but we're a little fast. Right. Pins are out, flaps out, 3 green. Looking for that 250 achieved. Now let's bring the nose down, bring a little less power in. On center line. Runway's made. We're just going to ease the throttle off like they do in the airliners. Right above the ground. Just above the ground. Just slowly. Nope, nope, nope. Ballooning. Going too fast. Ooh. Easing it down there. Full power. We're above 150, so the nose can come up. A little violent on that. Flaps up. Do not want to be doing this with flaps down. Back on the stick, just holding a couple degrees above the horizon. Gears coming up. Pins in transit. Flaps are already up. Back to the pattern. So that was kind of a decent touch and go. We didn't really stall it on very cleanly. Should have, but didn't. On this next run, we're going to try and stall it on a little nicer. So I've noticed in the Dora, I don't know if it's the wheel type or what, but they seem ridiculously hard. P51, it'll absorb some bounces. It's a little more cushiony. It's a little easier to 2-point it. The Dora, when it's down, you better not have any more energy. So make sure when it stalls out, you keep pulling. I didn't do that last time, but keep pulling. 300 knots, abeam the runway. Coming out. In transit, a little bit of power. Maintain probably about 250 meters per minute or something. I don't know. A little bit of power to maintain that 250 knots. Keeping it square, not slipping or sliding. Much fun as that is. Just easing it around. And as the wind changes, because, well, you're rotating in relation to it, you do have to use the rudders to stay coordinated in varying amounts. Not only does your turn affect it, but the wind does too. About 250 knots, right on glide slope. A little bit low, a little bit slow. To the left, and right, we're right on speed. Straight down the runway. And easing the power out. Just easy with it. Guide it down. Guide it down. Just right above the runway. Just hold it there. Too far. Hold it there. Keep pulling back. Keep pulling back. There's the stall. Stalled it out at like 10 feet and still made it down. So, now, easy on the brakes. Just, if you have to use the brakes, stick in your lap. Easy on the brakes. If you really have to use the brakes, well, it didn't lock. I was kind of expecting the nose to go over. Alright. That is a quick tutorial on how to do some 3-point landings. We'll go into a performance takeoff and potentially 2-point landings in the next Dora video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Definitely like, subscribe, and if you guys want to see more tutorials in the airplanes, let me know what airplanes and what you're looking for. So, hopefully you liked it, and we will see you guys in the next episode.